work that Artemis does is all about countering the societal burden of infectious diseases. To do this, we develop new innovations in terms of therapies, antivirals and vaccines to counter these infectious diseases. Once we've established proof of concept, we need to collaborate with companies that help us further develop these innovations into products that actually reach the market. For this, clinical trials need to be conducted, the products need to be manufactured and distributed. So we work with actors that have the resources, the infrastructure and the experience to help us conduct these activities. We do not start looking for them once we've finished our projects, but rather we start looking for them in a very early stage. This means that every scientific project that Artemis does is accompanied by research into which companies, which NGOs are most likely to work with us to bring these products to the market. And that is not all. We also assess which barriers might hamper us from developing these innovations, and we develop the best strategy to bring these products to the market. And as such, we ensure that the work that we do actually has an impact on society. The main problem with neglected tropical diseases is that the people who are most affected by them don't have the means to pay for the development of medicines against them. And that is why pharmaceutical companies are not likely to invest in them either, because they don't get a return on this investment. At the same time, the work we do at Artemis may also lead to innovations that can be used in Western society. For instance, in the work we do on rabies, we try to develop a way to get drugs into the brain, so across the blood-brain barrier. Such a technology can be useful for other diseases that affect the brain or the central nervous system as well. When such overlap happens, Artemis makes sure that these inventions are protected and that they can be licensed or sold to pharmaceutical companies that can develop them. With the revenues that result from that, we can finance further innovations in the field of emerging infectious diseases. This is also where the organizational structure of Artemis comes into play. Because Artemis is owned by a foundation, all the revenues that are generated with such innovations directly flow back to the research on emerging infectious diseases. So as such, we don't have shareholders who have with a profit aim, but rather the only shareholder value that we create is the societal impact that our innovations have on society.